Hi everyone, my tongue is here with you again with the regulation in Samadhi. Last video I mentioned about the first rule in Samadhi is no forcing. The key word is do your best and let the rest be. No need to expect anything. You do it right, you get it. You do it wrong, you get nothing. Only tightness. Only tightness. So the second regulation in Samadhi is no thinking, no thought. Thought is exists in our life from the early age. 1 years old, 2 years old, when you open your eye in this world, what you perceive this world from seeing something, hearing something, feeling something, smell something, taste something. And it's just like the materials. It's just like the data that you keep inside. When we use all of this data together, for the example, you see some face and the people speak repeatedly as mama, this is mama. And later on, your awareness, your wisdom high enough, you will understand that this kind of face that you see should call mama. That is the starting point of the way we are thinking. So, it means if you are 30 years old, you start thinking until now, 30 years. What does that mean? Now, thinking is your behavior, the deepest one. If you are 40 years old, it means 40 years of behavior of think. 50 years, the same. So, what does that mean? When we practice samadhi, it will come eventually because it is you. You practice yourself to think whole life. And one day you start practice and I ask you to stop thinking. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Why? Because of thinking is the way you train to be until it become right here and right now. It's with you. You open your eyes in the morning, you start thinking. Before you're going to sleep, you think until you fall asleep. And if you observe your life, whole of your life, or entire of your day, you feel like only few seconds that you stop thinking, unconscious stop thinking. But sometimes you're not sure because it feel like whole day until you from you open your eyes in the morning until you are close your eye in evening for the purpose of sleep. The rest is thinking all over the place all day. No need to believe me, just observe yourself and you will understand because I think in this world right now the people lack understanding of self. Understand oneself that the people right now lacking. Even the way they are thinking, they are have the headache, migraine, or something like that. Where it come from? All of that is because of the lacking of understanding of oneself. Just about thinking is alone. So you will feel like you observe less about yourself. Maybe because of the world teach you to only overlook yourself and take a look at another. For the easy example, if we have eye and see another people appearance, appearances outside we saw all day long. We see in every place, trees, people, animals, and so on and so forth. But how about oneself? You can see oneself only when you see a mirror. And you understand, this is my appearance, it's like this. You have to use tools to see oneself. While you all we use eye to see another. This is an example as just like the world teach us to take a look at the outside instead of the inside. Inside I mentioned is oneself. So you know another people better than better than themselves, but you know yourself not high as that. So about the thinking that as this regulation I mentioned, you can stop thinking. Why is that so? Because you are think right now, have a lot of thoughts right now because you are training your whole life to be like this. What does that mean? It means if you train, you can re-roll the process until you become to the point that it can stop thinking. It means everything in this world you can train to be one, but it requires the right method, the right way. So the way to stop thinking is very simple. Many tools in this world that you can use to stop thinking is a requirement. Why we have to stop thinking? As I mentioned, the car, if you need to maintain, need maintenance, change tire, make it better, make it look new, cleaning, or so on and so forth. First thing first is required to be stopped. So you can stop it at the car, at the car park, at the garage, or so on and so forth. Why it's moving? It's hard to fix. It's hard to maintain it. The body and the mind is the same, especially for the mind. If the mind working is mean the thought is mean the process of the mind working to move forward. So why is still thinking? It's still working just like the car that run. When the thought it disappear, it means that is the car has stopped. The stop is mean they can rest for another day. But sometimes the people on the day they thinking, at night they still thinking. What does that mean? The dream, some of the dream is the process of is deep thinking, but is shown as the result of the dream. But not all of them. Some of them is the result. It means the body rests, but not the mind. So the requirement of the relaxation of the mind for fully charged, as if it requires power to move forward, it requires full power, at least 4 hours. Some of the cases, 2 hours. It depends on condition. But why some people sleep 6 hours, 8 hours? Because of accumulation of when the mind unconscious to stop thinking is approximately 4 hours. You can observe yourself. If one day you have a lot of dreams, when you wake up, you feel tired, just like just running around all night, not sleeping. Not because of the body didn't enough rest, but the mind is still working, still function. So that's why sometimes you should think to deal with the problem. But as I mentioned, you require only 1 minute to deal with some problem. Why you think a lot? It means think beyond requirement. You do this first. So the second rule, second regulation of samadhi is not thinking. This is through training, and later on, I will show you how to training, how to stop thinking. But the thing, the outcome of the thinking is strength. Attention is the enemy of the stillness, the peacefulness inside. Because of the peacefulness require relaxation. When you think, the thing is, if you think a lot, you will feel tired. Why is that? Because that is some kind of working, but the inside working, not the body, the mind alone. But the thing is, because of the mind and the body attached together, when the mind feel tired, the body go along. So stop thinking it is second regulation. When we practice and we found out, this is the thinking, is mean you are now not practice samadhi. You are sitting and you are thinking. It's not the way that we are doing. So second regulation, as I explained for you to understand. So next video we will be talking about the third one. The third one may some I believe that many people listen to the third rule, they will start confused. So we come to listen again in the next video. Today, thank you for watching. See you next video.